The Porsche product offering is a diverse one these days, stretching as it does from compact roadsters to luxury limousines. But no other car epitomizes the iconic Porsche brand as succinctly as the 911. Admittedly, it comes in many flavors: coupé, cabriolet, targa. But there's one car that is particularly special, and it wears the GTS badge. The GTS has become a favorite version of Porsche's most illustrious model among those seeking something edgier than the vanilla 911, but who consider the fire-breathing GT3 and its even more pugnacious GT3 RS sibling too hot to handle. This latest GTS is the first to be powered by Porsche's cleaner and more efficient turbocharged Boxer 6, as opposed to the previous normally aspirated mill. Purist Porsche fans may bemoan the move to forced induction, but it's a sign of the times, and the only real question is whether those twin turbos get in the way of the 911's heart and soul. Visually though, the car remains unmistakably Porsche and unequivocally 911. The 911 GTS comes in various formats: coupé, cabriolet and targa, and because this is sunny South Africa, our test car is a rather restrained white 911 Carrera 4S Cabriolet. The canvas hood softens the roofline to some extent, which means that this car looks at its best with the top down. But the wide tracks, the lower stance and that fat rubber all prove that this is no posermobile. GTS specific highlights include the wider S body combined with a more aggressive aero kit, black trim and black 20-inch wheels with centerlock hubs. A louder sports exhaust is standard, as is a sport chassis and a 20mm lower ride height. The effect is purposeful and focused, despite the perceived glamour of the convertible roof, which can be raised and lowered at the push of a button. Convertible sports cars are particularly popular in an image-conscious South Africa, but to my mind, the GTS formula is best served in tin-top coupe-only form. The interior is a perfect driving office, though. Long gone are the days when the 911 cabin was an ergonomic nightmare. These days, it's a snug, luxurious and comfortable place to spend time in. The GTS cabin is even more distinctive thanks to this red-hued rev counter right in front of the driver, and also the Alcantara touches on the seats, of course racing bucket seats, and the very grippy steering wheel. The execution is upper class with a kind of crafted, solid build quality that even premium brands struggle to perpetuate these days. Audio, comms and navigation are served up via a central touchscreen display, while a bespoke Porsche Track Precision app can record driving data for later analysis. The quality and substance of the materials is tactile. As for practicality, the front luggage compartment easily accommodates weekend luggage for two. The GTS is powered by a 3-litre flat-six bi-turbo engine, delivering 331 kilowatts of maximum power and a 550 Newton-meter torque peak. There's a choice of rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive versions. This particular car, the Carrera 4S, which is four-wheel drive but rear-wheel biased. Gearbox is a 7-speed PDK dual-clutch gearbox, but in some markets you also get a 7-speed manual. Frankly, I wasn't convinced that Porsche's decision to give up the linear power delivery, the free-revving spirit and the spine-tingling sound of the previous normally aspirated 3.8-litre flat-six for the smaller 3-litre bi-turbo mill was a good idea, even if the new engine promised more power and a better, bigger spread of torque. But here's the good news: the new bi-turbo engine revs with real enthusiasm, and it still sounds like a flat-six, a hoarse, gruff grumble that becomes a hooligan howl at full tilt. While all 911s are thoroughbreds, the GTS puts a particular emphasis on driver involvement and dynamic appeal. It's hard not to be stirred by the rasping sound of that flat six in anger, nor by the way the car feels both planted and entertaining when you carve through some corners. It's very quick too. This car does an 0 to 100 time in 3.7 seconds, top speed 306 kilometers an hour. But it's really the relationship between car and driver, the direct dialogue, that makes this car so special. The GTS turns in crisply and you almost expect the rear to loosen as the weight transfers, but the all-wheel drive keeps things tidy with just a hint of oversteer to tighten the line when pressing on. The attitude is neutral, but the experience is thrilling and engaging. It gathers speed with an exuberance that demands respect, but offers levels of traction and poise that boost confidence and flatter driving skills. And despite a curb mass on the wrong side of 1,500 kilograms, the 911 GTS feels wieldy, lively, agile and boisterous. Hardcore Porsche fans will tell you that the GT3 is the 911 to have, but the GTS finds the perfect balance between everyday usability and on-the-edge performance. This car will cruise like a Carrera, but charge along like a GT3. Most of all though, it is a pure, undiluted Porsche 911. With more urge and shove, this bi-turbo version takes the GTS formula to a new level as far as sports car driving is concerned. Balance, response and engagement are top-notch, with handling and stopping power to match. Even the soundtrack remains stirring. Unless you like sunshine and glamour though, the tin-top rear-wheel drive version may well be the better pick of the bunch.